Okay. Thank you. I'm concluding my speech now.
Thank you so much, Karthik, for that extempore come confusion to clarity. And now let's time to get some exercise because we have got too much of content invested in us. So can I have everyone on camera, please? Because it's going to be an activity time for now. So Arpit, Vinay, yeah. Okay, so activity which I've planned for you is that we all play dumb charades, but today we are going to play kind of a food dumb charades. Okay, so instead of movies, I will be selecting one of you in the audience. I'll share a personal chat with the name of a number of dishes. Okay, for one person it will be all the number of the sweet dishes, and for the person it will be the snacks and all the other savory items we eat. And the task for you will be that you will be given the time limit of 2 minutes. Okay, 2 minutes, and you will have to give the people 3 clues. Okay, 3 clues to make them guess the word, the name of the dish which has been presented to you in the chat box. And in 2 minutes, you have to try to do as many food items as you can. Just try to squeeze in those minutes. Ready? Okay. So who's going to be the daredevil and jump in for the first chance? I'll just share in the personal chat the number of the dishes. Anyone up for a challenge? You have to give. Okay, Ashutosh is ready. Okay, Ashutosh, just a moment. I'll just grab my copy paste. Yeah. Okay. Yes. And just a moment, Ashutosh. Ashutosh, have you received it? Great. Okay, so I'll just give you an illustration of how you can go for it. For example, the dish, all the names which have been given to you are sweet dishes. So this is a disclaimer I'm making in the beginning. For example, the dish is, for example, it's, kulfi. So I'll say it is rocket shaped sometimes. First, the shape. Second, it's whitish, creamish in color. And thirdly, you can mention it like the occasion on which it, and the audience will have to take a guess from 3. Okay, so maximum limit is 3. You can make maximum 3. 3. Okay, Ashutosh, start. First one.
Okay, guys, here we go. I just wanted to ask that do I have to go in order or I can pick up anything?
Anyone. Any of them.
For the first one, it's spiral in shape and you were not able to understand.
Jalebi. Jalebi, okay. One down.
Second,
Fast, you have 2 minutes.
yeah, you eat that in winter and it's what you wait for.
Halwa, gajar ka halwa.
Okay, great. 2 down.
Third one is round in shape and white in color.
Rasgulla.
Fourth one is round in shape and black in color.
Gulab jamun.
And fifth one is like a cone, but similar to rocket.
Kulfi.
Barfi.
Kulfi. The next one is it's triangle in shape and it's very, very sweet.
Kaju Katli. Kite.
Barfi.
It has got something to do with bread.
Shahi Tupla.
The next one is it's diamond in shape.
Barfi.
Shiny. And it's shiny.
Kaju Katli.
And next one. The remaining two, even I don't know what it's like.
Manya, please send her.
Just tell the shapes. Probably someone will be knowing in the room.
Yeah, one of them is very irregular in shape. It's like stones.
Stones.
Yeah, like stones.
Time's up. Time's up.
Imarti.
Time's up, Ashutosh.
Imarti.
Wait,
So which one left? Ashutosh, you can just give them the name now.
Okay. So jalebi, gulab jamun, rasgulla, shahi tukda, kulfi, gud. The last one was gud patti, and the one that I didn't know were patissa and pinni.
Okay. Great. Great job done. I think that we were able to guess maximum of them. But for Caesar, you would have said it's like cube in shape, yellow in color, and eaten on Diwali.
Yeah, it is
So
like
maybe
Soni Papdi.
that could have given a good hint to for the challenge. It's now not going to be sweets. It's going to be some savory snacks. Volunteer, guys. It's good to take up challenges. Anyone? Puro, would you like to take up?
I'm not very good with food names actually.
Oh, it's just like everyday snacks. You just have to give 3 verbal hints and people will have to guess. It's good to try.
Okay, then I'm up.
Great. I'll just share with you. And here you go. It's in your personal chat on Zoom.
And the time starts. Okay,
Time starts now.
it's triangular in shape and
Samosa.
yeah, samosa. This is the quintessential rainy day snack.
Pakode.
Yeah, pakode. This is the sedated snack, sedated breakfast, I would say. The
But
North
chole bhature.
Indian, yeah, the chole bhature.
कौन है guess कर रहा है?
The one and only.
Okay, this one I'll skip. I'll go for another one. This is the North Eastern snack and the Chinese cuisine.
Momos.
Dumpling.
Yeah, momos, dumplings. Okay, this is again the North Indian Chinese cuisine.
Chow mein.
Yeah, chow mein. Well, Harshita and me are having a personal conversation. This is yellow in color and cubical in shape.
ढोकला.
Poha.
No,
Dhokla.
dhokla, it is dhokla. And this is everyone's favorite, the last one. It's round in shape.
इडली.
No.
Puri.
This is the
Paratha.
quintessential. No. This is the
Puri,
quintessential this snack.
Kachori.
दही
Rasgulla.
भल्ले. दही भल्ले.
This is small and
Golgappa.
round.
Golgappe.
Yeah, golgappa, guys.
Hey.
Yeah.
So
Done.
Purva, which one was the one you weren't able to make them guess?
I didn't know how to explain pav bhaji. Like maybe I
Oh,
could have
pav
said
bhaji.
bread.
Mumbai. one.
Yeah.
Anirban isn't there. You must have pointed out to him then. Okay, so very well done, Purva. I'm glad that you took up the challenge. So clapping for you. Yay. Okay. So now that we have got some energy, let's go back to the corner. I'll share 2 brief dishes and we'll go to the next speech to get ourselves absorbed in the content. And I'll share this screen. So is my screen visible? A thumbs up from you. Great. So can anyone guess what's this on display?
छप्पन भोग.
छप्पन भोग.
Anyone with a guess?
छप्पन भोग.
Chappan Bhog, correct. So this always been yeah, I've been always mesmerized like what's this Chappan Bhog because I don't even get to eat one good meal in a day, and we offer our God, magnanimous Lord Krishna, with 56 meals at a time. So what's the story behind this? It's said that as per the mystic tellings, when it was a time in Vrindavan when the villagers used to offer good food to Lord Indra to give them good harvest and bless them with good grains. But Lord Krishna, as he has been always adventurous and trying to break the norms, he said, Vrindavan Vasis, let's stop giving him for free all the food and see what has to be done. So, abiding by his saying, by Lord Krishna's telling, they all stopped and they didn't serve the food to Indra. Now, mighty god of rain got really tensed and got into this They brought out his Vajrastra and he started torrential rain pour in the holy town of Vrindavan. And to save them all, Lord Krishna held the entire Govardhan mountain on his single fingertip for the next 7 days. And when the rains ended, the Vrindavan Vasis, as a portrayal of gratitude to Lord Krishna, they made 8 meals for the next 7 days. So 7 into 8 is equal to 56. And since there are 8 peher in a day, I hope you know how many peher in a day. So in Indian ancestry, we used to divide the day into peher and not hours. And each peher is composed of 3 hours. So 8 threes are 24. So every 3 hours for a new meal. And for the next 7 days, there were 56 meals in total. And on every year, on Annakut Bhandara and on Govardhan Puja, and of course on Janmashtami, 56 meals are offered to Lord Krishna. And now the next one, which Purva made us not guess, but I have heard it ready for you. So anyone can anyone guess, like, why is it associated with Mumbai? A wild guess.
Yeah, because the working class, like the labor class people, I think those are the people that did not used to get a lot of good food or everything. So whatever is left, they would mix it up and then make the bhaji and eat it with pav.
Exactly. So pav bhaji has its reference in the name. Like name pav means a quarter. Okay, where pav sabzi bhi hum lete hain. So it's like pav is 1 quarter, and some people say pav originated from pav because of our feet, which is called pav in Hindi, because people used to knead the flour with their feet. But I don't think it's true anymore in the modern scenario. However, the major saying goes that in the 1860s, when there was civil war going on in America, there used to be traders who would be out till the late night to see the telegram messages of the cotton raids from America, because there used to be a lot of cotton bales going from India to America. So because they used to get late at night and the angry wives won't offer them food, they used to get the people who are there in the vicinity, the restaurant owners, they used to collect all the vegetables, mash them all together and serve them with pav or the bread which you used to get from the nearby churches, because there used to be priest and church, because Bombay was a colonial city. And from 1860s to 2021, I think that this is one dish which has evolved over stages and stages and stages. So having it served with crispy onions smeared with butter and having a crinkling of that sweet lemon, I think that's the meal which we all need when we go to the next, from cocktails to the next stall in the wedding, isn't it? How many of us grab pav bhaji in weddings? Even though we do not eat, we just eat a bite or two and then forward it to our rest of the relatives and go to the next stall of having some, I think that it's chilla and all this stuff. Anyways, back to the meeting. Let's proceed with the next speaker in the row. And next speaker is going to be Toastmaster Karthike. And for that, let me call on stage his speech evaluator, Toastmaster Arpit Maheshwari. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Manya. So, good evening, everyone. Today, Toastmaster Karthike is giving his speech 2 from the level 1. The purpose of the project is to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to the second speech. His speech title in today's scenario is very rewarding but very boring. And that's it from my side. I will present my report, the speech evaluation report, at the end of the meeting when called upon by the general evaluator of the day. Thank you so much, and back to you, Toastmaster Manya, for revealing the subject of today's speech. Thank you so much. Back to you. All the best to the speaker.
Okay, so now it's time to invite the second speaker of the day, Toastmaster Karthike, Cybersecurity, Toastmaster Karthike. Over to you.
Do you lock your house before stepping out? And do you have CCTV cameras at your home? You are doing so much for the security of your house, but what about your online security? Do you know the chances of encountering a malware is more than the chances of your house being robbed? Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Today, I'll give an informative speech about the cyber threats and some of very simple ways to protect yourself from them. A cyber attack is an attempt to gain unauthorized access to a computer with the intent to cause damage. If you are just an average internet user, employed somewhere, or an ordinary student, or a person sitting at home, you must think that why would someone try to hack my devices? I'm just a useless target. Well, if that's the case, then you will be surprised to know that you are as important to a cyber criminal as a large organization or a millionaire is. In fact, you will be a preferred victim because one, you don't have a high level security like these large organizations, and your photographs, videos, anything saved in your smartphone, notes, your chats, your bank details, everything attracts these hackers. And these hackers can use your devices to target your family members or other users very easily. According to the latest report in India, the likelihood of getting a PC malware is 28%. Most of the people think that a hacker needs many computer screens and keeps on typing a green text on a black background, just like depicted in movies. But that's not, it's not as complex as it seems. And not all attacks involve stealing money. Most of the attacks fall in one of the categories that I'll tell you about now. First is malware attacks, where hackers infect your devices with malicious tools like adware, where you get spammed with ads, or spyware, where your camera and microphone are accessed, and keylogger, where everything you type on your keyboard is logged. Then phishing attacks, where you get malicious texts or emails, ransomware, where you get logged out of your own device and they ask you to pay some ransom to free your computer. Then there's denial of service, when your device is rendered completely out of service. The man-in-middle attack, where all the network flowing through your device is getting scooped out. And cryptojacking, where people use your PC to mine cryptocurrency for them. There may be no way to make sure that you are 100% safe from these attacks, but there are some things that you can still do. Like when you are at a public computer, you should use incognito mode for logging into any of your accounts. Don't fall for these emails and messages from unknown sources. They often give you a bait and make you open a malicious link. For example, you may get a link to view your outstanding invoice or an email saying that someone made a login attempt at your account. Always verify the developers of the apps you download. If you trust the company, only then download it. We love to download a program for free, for which you would otherwise have to pay a lump sum. That's what the hackers exploit. So the next time you want to download an app like Microsoft Office or Adobe Acrobat, avoid choosing the free cracked versions. Then one more thing that you can do is use a VPN service. Using a VPN is legal in India, but if you try to access sites that are banned using VPN, that is completely illegal. So you should avoid using that. But you can use it to surf the internet and visit the sites that are completely allowed in your area. It establishes a tunnel so that your data is encrypted and no one can hack your Wi-Fi router and access your data from there. Then the most important thing comes, that your password to all your accounts. Most of the people keep their name and date of birth combinations as your account. So if you have a password that's a combination of your name and date of birth or something like your favorite food item, you should immediately go and change your password. And one more thing, you should never keep a record of all your passwords in a single Word file document or a notepad in your phone device, because if that document gets hacked, all your devices will be compromised. So keep different passwords for different accounts and don't save them on a single location. One more thing is that if you want to tell your password to a friend or your family member, you should avoid using WhatsApp or message for that. You should tell them in person. And one very important thing is that the password which contain only text, only the letters and numbers can get very easily hacked. So I'm posting something in the chat box. You can see that. You should try to use these combinations, like using special characters or numbers instead of the normal letter combinations. That will make it very difficult for a password to get hacked. Next thing is, like, when you are keeping this password, you can keep a track of them on a paper and keep the hard copy safe. Don't keep a soft copy of them. Even these methods are not foolproof, so you should always keep a backup of your important files. And nowadays, everything that we do, every information about ourselves is on our laptops. We need to keep that safe. And so you need also, there's one more thing, that you should delete all the files that you are no longer using, and you should back up the important ones. And I urge you all to be very serious about your own cybersecurity and follow all these tips, because these may prevent you from one of the threats that you may encounter in the upcoming future. Thank you. That's all from my side.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Karthikeyan. And being from computer science background, I think that this was the best suited topic you would have chosen for yourself. Thank you for arming us with these tips. And now let's get back to the theme, because it's going to be the last and a final good fight. So now that we have had the cocktail, we have had the snacks, it's the time for, any guesses? The time for the final thing for the day. Desserts. Yes. Okay, so I'll be talking about two major favorite dishes which have highlighted in our history of India. So the first dish I'm going to ask you to guess. So I'll give you a difficult kind of a clue, and if you can't guess, then I'll go to the easier one. Okay, so try to guess. So this sweet dish is from eastern side of India, not northeast, but eastern side, and it's kind of involved in a controversy kind of a thing between two states. Any guess? Rasgulla. Do you know the controversy reason, Ashutosh?
Where it originated?
From.
Yes. Yeah, correct. So there is this dish, famous white balls dipped in the rus and the famous chashni. They said that firstly, Bengalis lay their claim on Rasgulla. We all know Bengali Rasgulla is the famous delicacy. When I say the word West Bengal, it's the first word besides Durga Puja which comes to our mind. Correct? But on the contrary, it's Odisha which lays its claim on its origin. So it said that there was a village in Odisha named Pahala, Paharla, Pahala, and in this village, it was an iconic in its own sense because it had more number of cows than there were the inhabitants in the village. So more cows, more milk. So what here inhabitants used to do was that they used to spill over and throw away the extra milk which used to get produced. But to save the milk, some guys came up with a technique like, why not let's cuddle the curd and make cheese balls out of them. So that's why it's the Rasgullas lay their actual emphasis and importance and origin to Odisha. But gradually, as history has it, we don't know who wrote it. We don't know who actually shifted the origin from Odisha to Bengal, and whether origin place is Odisha or Bengal. It's always in the history. But what matters to us is those white balls immersed in the chashni and we savoring them their taste and remembering the person who actually invented it. Okay, the next and the last sweet dish. So it's not basically sweet. It's a kind of digestive kind of a tonic which we eat after food. Can anyone take it?
Good.
It's no, I said it's not as sweet. It's not only sweet, it has a kind of a digestive kind of. Okay, so if you are coming close. Come close, come close.
Achak.
No, come closer. Okay, so I'll say that it's not cooked or baked, but it's made instantly. It's served across on the roadsides and people say it. It has digestive properties.
Pan.
Pan, correct. So I think that Purva and Harshita have just tied up and hacked my session even before I could say it. Okay. So the story is that pan is it is wrapped in that beetle leaf shaped in a kind of with concoction of the soft, there is gulkan and all the digestive powders and the ingredients stuffed into it. Now, its story is that when the Amrit Manthan was happening, and one side there were demons, on one side there were Asur, and on one side there was beetle nut also came up. So it has a very auspicious significance in Indian heritage. As you must have seen in West Bengal, brides cover their face with the beetle leaf when they come to the wedding arena. They are there in a thal, they're lifted up, and their face is covered with the beetle leaf. And even more so, I remember my sister was learning dance. She was learning Bharatanatyam, and she gave her mentor, the dance teacher, a beetle leaf and around 100 or 200 rupee note as a kind of a significance and ode to the mentor. So next time you know when you have to thank your mentor, even in Toastmasters, you can get away with a beetle leaf and thank and weigh the good things you wish to say. And thereafter is even said that now I'll take you to the conclusion side. Do you know how is the word sugar origin formed? The word sugar. We all eat sugar every day. It's found in our sweet dishes, in our coffee, tea, everything. Any guess about where did it originate? Shakkar, correct. Okay. So legend has that 8,000 years ago, it was in the time of Indus Valley civilization that sugar came into appearance. And English word sugar has actually come from the Hindi word shakkar. Okay, another quick question. Do you know where this potatoes come in India? Any guess?
100 years ago,
Yeah, 200
British
years
has
ago.
brought it, or Portuguese brought it.
Portuguese.
Yeah, Portuguese brought it. And another quick question. I'm asking you a lot of questions to assess your GK. How old is samosa? Any guess?
It came from Persia, but
Okay.
how old it is, I'm not very sure.
Okay. It came from Persia. Now, a quick question with you. Do you know that if samosa came from Persia, it must have been around 15th or 16th century with the Mughals, correct? Portuguese came to India in 17th or 18th century, which means around roughly 300 to 400 years later in the land. Then how is this samosa filled with potatoes?
There are many forms actually of samosa. I'm not sure the initial one with the potatoes.
Okay. Any guess? Like, Harshita, I would ask you to hold because you have a session lined up and let others take the chance. Can you guess what the samosa was initially filled with?
Maybe like a filling of sugar or something like that. A sweet samosa kind of a thing. I don't know.
Okay.
That's a sweet as
Sweet.
well. That's a dessert as well.
Okay. Yeah, that's a dessert as well. So samosa was actually filled with meat initially because it was Mongols who came from a land where hunting and eating meat was in the flavor. So they used to stuff the samosas with the meat and eat it with them. But as they say, India is the land of amalgamations. In the last over the centuries, since India has originated to the place where we are now in the 21st century, we have undergone many changes. We have incorporated the foreign chocolate in our parathas and made chocolate paratha. We have made our delicious pan. I must say this: there is a shop which sells fire pan, and we have butterscotch pan. We have this cheese pan. We have the blackberry, raspberry, blueberry, all the berries kind of pans which are present in the market. Blackberry, blueberry, not traditionally Indian, but we learned how to accept this diversity. Thereafter, coming to the Indian word called as we all know, even let me ask you about this history, if you know about the sweet dish, which is the famous sweet dish of Agra. Can anyone say?
Petha.
Petha.
Petha, correct. So how did it origin? So actually, it said that Shah Jahan wanted to have a sweet dish as translucent and as white as Taj Mahal. And he invented a kind of a sugar tonic in this kind of petha, which reflects Taj Mahal's white color, and also they could give an instant energy. And also, I heard one story that the people used to eat petha on long travel distances in the train travels because other sweet dishes, like we may be eating our barfi and all the things they get rot under the huge sun, but petha is the one which sustains. So we have huge variety in Indian food dishes. Our thali is full with things drawn from here and there. And I would just like to end with one quote, and here it is. From Kashmiri kawa to Kurg coffee, from Mumbai street pav bhaji to Bengali rasgulla, from lush green mustard fields of Punjab to serene coastline of Kerala, and from undulating sand dunes of Rajasthan to the banks of River Ganga. India's food fabric is textured by diverse cuisines, but knotted together with thread of love for food. And I think that this is the love for food, this is the thali which keeps us all united. Even if we are having a traditional pav bhaji and dal bhati churma or some samosa thali, it is always the rasgulla, there is a Bengali rasgulla and kulfi and petha from Agra, which sums up its influence. So we are Indians, we love food. Even if there's diversity coming from Persia, Portugal, Persia, and for whichever country, it is us who are stitched together and knotted with this one thing called as love for food. And with this, I sum up my session on Kisse, Kahani, and Khana. I hope you had a virtual walk and relished the virtual taste of cocktails, snacks, starters, and eventually relished the sweet dish in your butts. Thank you. And now I would ask the tech master to launch the polls, please. So Divjot isn't there, okay, but I can launch the polls. Yeah. So guys, you can vote for the best speaker. We had Toastmaster Karthik and Toastmaster Karthike. So by the way, by the time the polls are being done, I just pointed out this one small kind of a synchrony. Our speakers are both Karthik and Karthike. Evaluators are both Arpit. So I think that it's decided by the Almighty that they're destined to be divine. I'm sorry for such a lame joke, but I just noted this at the moment. Okay, so yeah, got the polls. All right, guys. So please come on camera because now I'm going to hand over the stage to our most effervescent and the girl who stole my show because she hacked all the food dishes and the stories I wish to share. So welcoming on stage the table topics master for the day, Toastmaster Harshita Arora. Yay.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manya. Now it's time for our table topic, the most interesting session for all. And just to tell you a little bit about the table topic, so it gives opportunity to our speakers and guests to speak on a topic given by the table topic master for 1 to 2 minutes. 1 minute is the minimum time that you should speak, and then 2 minutes or 2 minutes 30 seconds is the maximum. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to share a topic with you on which you are going to speak for at least 1 minute. Now, today the theme is food. So the table topics are also interesting. So please do not hesitate to volunteer yourself to speak and try your impromptu speaking. With that said, who is our first volunteer? Trust me, it's going to be very interesting. Okay, let me ask this. Who is a coffee lover here?
I want to go then.
Okay, perfect. So here comes your topic. Coffee tastes bitter, but we want it anyway. Coffee tastes bitter, but we want it anyway. Toastmaster Purva.
Thank you so much, Table Topics Master Harshita. Now, I have been addicted to coffee for a while that now I just cannot imagine my day starting without a cup of black coffee. Not a coffee, not an ordinary coffee with milk and sugar, but a black coffee for sure to get that stroke of energy, to get that zest to, now it's time to begin the day. Not just in the morning, I need coffee like twice or thrice to remind myself, you have to stay awake the entire day. Otherwise, I feel very lousy and drowsy. But I make sure that I don't drink coffee a lot of times because of the caffeine. I make sure I am not drinking coffee after 1 p.m. because since you have to complete, the caffeine stays in your body for 12 hours. So I make sure that I complete the 6-hour cycle so it does not affect my sleep schedule. And drinking coffee is like, I know a lot of coffee lovers, including me. I just love coffee, but I make sure, as I said, that I don't exceed the drinking limit. So I would want you all to also drink coffee, but in a scheduled way. And that's all I would want to say. Thank you so much. Back to you, Table Topics Master.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Purva. Now, who is our next volunteer? Anshika, I'm sorry. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Would you like to go for one? It's going to be interesting, for sure. Okay. Let me find a good one for you. Okay. The McDonald diet. The McDonald diet.
Okay, thank you. We've all been to McDonald's. In fact, I always go there in a month. Like I visit once at least. So the McDonald's diet, I don't think diet goes along with McDonald's. So the diet word doesn't really go in there. You pick up one thing and then you're picking up the next thing. It's also cheap. It's also tasty. But of course, it's junk food. I don't know what more to say.
Anything, perhaps your McD experience.
So I usually start with like burgers, and then I also take up fries and then Coke, and I always end it with a softie cone. So that's one thing that McDonald's offers. I'll even compare it with Burger King. So the softie of McDonald's has to be. Burger King can't match that. I think that would be all.
Great attempt. Thank you, Anishka. Now, who is going next? Anybody? Rohit, would you like to go next?
Okay.
Okay, your topic is if I was an onion. If I was an onion.
Okay, I would like to be an onion. I would make everyone cry. And those who cut me, I'll make them more cry. And maybe if I was an onion, apart from crying, I would try to not go with the salads and try not to go with most of the vegetables. I would like to be alone. Leave me alone. And otherwise, I would make you cry. I'm not getting anything.
Do you like onion?
Sort of, yeah. I eat it in my salads. But people don't eat it because they say the mouth stinks after eating it. I don't know what the reason is, but I like it, so I eat it. I don't give a shit about it. I want to have it, so I have it. But yeah, it makes people cry. I have tried cutting it.
Yeah, so it has both the sides to it.
Yeah, and it has different layers. As a human being, it also has different layers. So yeah, I have depth, so try knowing me.
Wow.
Peel, slice by slice, you may reach the depth of the onion as a human being. I don't know what I'm saying.
That was very philosophical, but great attempt. Thank you so much, Rohit. Next, let me see. Vinay, would you like to go next? Vinay, can you hear us? You're on mute.
Okay.
Okay. So your topic is you don't need a silver fork to eat good food. You don't need a silver fork to eat good food. Over to you.
Have you ever been to Indian marriages? I'm not talking about in the metro city. Just try to search on YouTube people on Indian marriages in villages. Have you ever seen anyone using a spoon? No. Whether it's rasgulla or rajma or curd, everything they eat by their hand. And that's the fun thing that you will see. Along with that, not with their eating habits, you will get to enjoy uh, different type of styles you might have seen in the dance stage. Songs like when Bhojpuri songs play and people lose control on themselves, you can also enjoy that thing by giving or by going to any marriages in the villages particularly. That's all from my side. Over to you.
Thank you so much. Who will go next? Let me see. Guest Ashutosh. Great. Okay, let me see. The belly rules the mind. The belly rules the mind. Guest Ashutosh.
Hello everyone. The belly rules the mind. I think now even the research says that your gut health is very important, and your gut health is the one that decides your mood and your health of the mind and the state you are in. So I would like to suggest that don't spice things up in your stomach, in your belly, and take probiotics and in order to have a better state of mind, have a better life, you better take care of your gut, your belly, and fill it with something it deserves. And you don't use petrol in a diesel engine. In the same way, don't use things or don't put things in your belly that are not meant for your body or your belly. Thank you.
Wow. Don't put petrol in a diesel car. So that's something I've recently heard from, I think, Sadhguru. Yeah, in one of his in an engineering session. That's exactly what he as well said. Well done. Thank you so much. We can go for one more. Who would like to try? Okay. Toastmaster Arpit. Here you go. Your topic is tell a story with a potato as the superhero. Tell a story with a potato as a superhero. Toastmaster Arpit.
We have seen Spider-Man, Superman, and all kinds of man in this world to be a superhero. But have you ever imagined is a potato, the round-shaped potato, when it becomes a superhero? It is a superhero in every kitchen. In our every day-to-day lives, we use the potato in our sabji and all kind of sabji that we make in our mother or we cooked in our house is from the house of the potato. So we used to eat potato as a potato chips and all kinds of potato we use in our day-to-day lives. And apart from that, it has many benefits also. But when we fry, like to see our pakoras and all time favorite, it has some disadvantages also, which it will maybe food your stomach, but it is not good for your health when used to fried. So apart from these kind of things, potato was always a superhero in our house because it used to be cheap. It is used to be in the 10 rupees kg or always a 20 rupees kg. Even the onions go rise to the 100 rupees kgs, but potatoes is always like a 20 to 30 rupees kgs. And we used to see, oh, kitna mehanga ho gaya. These kind of things we don't see in the potato. So potato is always thing that we used to boil a potato. We used to eat in the mutter with aloo mutter, aloo gobi, and all kind of stuff with the aloo. And aloo or the potato is always used to like a king size. Yes, I'm a king size, the kind of thing in every kitchen. And that's it from my side. Back to you, Toastmaster Harshit.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arpit. And I think there's this old joke that says Indians are potatoes, they found everywhere. So with that, I conclude my session. And can we have the polls, please? Yes, thank you.
The polls have been launched. There are 7 people whom you can vote among. I've got just, I'm winning with just one.
Thank you. And with that, now I hand over the stage again to Toastmaster Manya, who is playing so many roles today. I'll be supporting her in the GE role, but to begin with, I'll hand over the stage back to her. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Harshita, for such an enthralling session, incorporating the theme with potatoes to coffee to belly to mind. I think that it had all sorts of concoctions, and the diversity was there in the thali of table topics today. All right, so let's proceed with the general evaluation section. As we know that we are just having a number of backups at the back hand, I'll be managing a number of roles, and hence you see me back on stage again. So today I will be playing the role of general evaluator along with Toastmaster Harshita. The session will proceed in such a format. I'll explain the structure for the benefit of the guest. So the general evaluation section is divided into 3 sections. First, I will be calling upon the evaluators who evaluated the speech of the speakers who came in the team out section. Thereafter, I'll be sharing a brief evaluation for both the evaluators. After that, Toastmaster Harshita will be invited on stage to take the feedback from all the auxiliary role players, which will be followed by Toastmaster Harshita's feedback for all the general evaluators, for the grammarian, the timer, the R counter, and the shepherd master. And at the end, we will be giving a generic feedback for the overall quality of the meeting and summarizing the meeting at the end. So to begin with, let's start with the first segment and call upon the first evaluator of the day. That is going to be Toastmaster Arpit Mehta, who will be evaluating Toastmaster Karthik's speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Arpit.
Thank you, Manya. So here in Kota, there is a famous dish named Chupa Rustam. So in which you have different layers of sweets and vegetables, and as you finish the first layer, the second you unravel the second layer, and that's how you uncover it. So on top of that, the speaker really spiced the thing up by asking everyone to come on camera and ask audience for about his quest for the happiness over the years, and have all those kinds of khayali pulao that abhi ye ho jayega, fir 10th kar lo, fir ye ho jayega, college kar lo, fir wo ho jayega, and all that. So he discussed about the Bhagavad Gita thing, and in which he quoted the famous quote like karma karo aur phal ki chinta mat karo. So that was very inspiring. And having said that, he could have better utilized the time. Like he finished just before the yellow thing, so he could have better utilized the time. And to further improve, he could also use his hand gesture to improve his deliverables during the speech. And and he ended the speech with very sweet suggestion to read Bhagavad Gita to find the solutions. And we really enjoy the process. and you should also enjoy the process and not the destination. So with this, we are sure that he is connoisseur in making. Thank you, and over to you, G.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Arpit. Now for the second evaluation, I would like to call on stage Toastmaster Arpit Maheshwari to be evaluating Toastmaster Karthik in Aswa's speech. Over to you, Karthik. Arpit.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Manya. Good evening, everyone, once again. So, Karthik, when comes on the stage, he will fire up on the stage that what he will going to deliver the speech. So I come from a rose city, which is called Ajmer. So the roses are very much famous here. So when you visit Pushkar next time, do try some gulkan. These kind of things, the gulkan lassi or the gulkan halwa, these kind of dishes are very famous there. So try these dishes. Apart from that, the sweetness in the Karthikeya speech was very much there as always. He is a very great speaker. What I liked about in his speech, that kind of humor element that he always put in his speech when he comes on the stage. He tells us about the useless person that I'm thinking of myself that what I am a useless person, these kind of things, because I only have a 5 to 10,000 in my bank account, and I always used to think that what foolish person is he that when he hacks my IDs or these kind of bank accounts. So these kind of things is a very good thing in his speech, the humor element that he puts in. Apart from that, the basic techniques that he used in his speech, the basic things that he tells us about, that these are the kind of the things that we should not do, we should do in our day-to-day lives. So I think that it is a very complex speech at that point of time, but it was a very simplified speech. Everyone can relate to it. That's the commendation part of thing. Apart from that, his voice clarity was always great. He was even extreme of that. So his voice clarity was good. Apart from that, little bit of smile was always on his face. That's the added part on his speech. And also the example he gave to write my password as these kind of things, that how can you write a password, because we used to have a 123 kind of password, but it can be hacked. So these kind of techniques that we used, that we can remember also, and it is a secured password also. So these kind of things I liked about in his speech. Apart from that, the recommendations part are some bit that he lacks what I think that he lacks confidence while he's giving his speech, because he's sometimes he's only giving his speech like this, and due to that his confidence level goes a little tossed at that point of time. So also he's at some point of time I think that he is reading from the computer, and his pauses are also not normal at that point of time. Apart from that, eye contact was good but not great. And yes, apart from that, everything was great, and you are a great speaker, Karthike, and everyone can relate to it, to your speech. And all the best for your future speeches. And back to you, the Toastmaster Manya, the general evaluator of the day. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Arpit. Now I'll be launching the polls for the best evaluator. You can vote between either of Arpit, who evaluated Karthik and Karthikeya's speech. Okay. Are the polls visible?
There is some error while submitting.
Okay. Divjot, maybe we can fix it back and she's there. No. All right, so I'll just launch the polls after my evaluation, because there's some backend error and we'll be fixing it. Starting with my evaluation and my feedback for the evaluators, beginning with Toastmaster Arpit Mehta, who was playing his debut as the evaluator for the day. So keeping in mind was his debut, he was really confident with the way he opened about Chupa Rustam, made analogy with the speech, and elaborated upon the commendations. Then he even explained the recommendations, which were apt and to the point. Now, since he is starting his journey for the first time, I won't be much critical, but just dropping a few suggestions for the future evaluations. First and the foremost, expand a bit more on the commendations, because I felt that the commendations as well as the recommendations got merged at some point in time. So establish clear 3 or 4 commendations which you identified in the speaker's speech. Thereafter, the recommendations, I felt that they were just mentioned like illustrations, like illustrate how you want the speaker to improve. If you're saying about how to arrange the structure, the content better, how to improve something, illustrate that which part could have been structured better. If it's voice meditation, how could the voice could have been better phrased or structured in the speech. So giving an example and following the CRC approach in which the commendation and the recommendations are clearly specified will take you to a down way and make you a great evaluator one day in the history of Toastmasters. Now I come to the next evaluator, Toastmaster Arpit. So I think that the list for commendations for Toastmaster Karthikeya was endless. I saw it was till the yellow card, which means around 1 minute, around 2 minutes, 2 minutes 30 seconds till the time I was just counting on the commendations. Perhaps it was a really phenomenal speech delivered by Toastmaster Karthikeya. Moreover, the illustration and the way Toastmaster Arpit explained the commendations was really good. The way he pointed out the humor illustrated, like where was humor actually present, so we could relate that yes, it was the humor element which he actually liked in the speech. So that was really well done. Moreover, the recommendations were pointed really apt. Now, where can Toastmaster Arpit improve? Firstly, the part about the timing. I felt that commentations were way too much elaborated, and therefore the time which was devoted to the recommendations was really less. Feedback is said to be the breakfast of the champion, and breakfast should not always be tasty, but also full of nutrition to improve upon and count on it. Okay, so make sure that your commendations are well structured. I saw that you elaborated upon one aspect of combination, that was humor, for around 30 seconds, and then went to just list down other of them. So just point out 3 of the combinations, like whether it was humor, simplicity, and explanation. I think these 3 were the main commendation Toastmaster Karthikeya speech. So list them 3 and explain them well, so that we know that these were the 3 best things which happened in Toastmaster Karthikeya's speech. Thereafter, in the recommendation section, don't just give that your confidence was low, you're not looking the speech. How could Toastmaster Karthikeya improve on this thing? So how part can make this evaluation a degree better and make you also into a better evaluator by the next time. So I hope that this finds you useful. And now I would like to hand over the stage to Toastmaster Harshita to call upon the auxiliary role players to share in their reports. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manya. And as they say, energy infectious. So today when Manya reached out to me to support the GE role, I said, why don't you just do it? I had a long time training today. But then she shared that she had her exam today. And not just that, she managed to deliver multiple roles in today's meeting. Can we have a round of applause for Toastmaster Manya? Great job, Toastmaster Manya. Now let's call upon our auxiliary role player. But first of all, I would like to call our special role player, Toastmaster Rohit, to deliver his Shepherd Master role.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Good evening to fellow Toastmasters. I am the Shepherd Master, and I want all my sheep to rear in the city that raised me up, the city also known as the City of Lights, the City of Dreams, the city called Mumbai. Initially, you may find yourself minuscule in front of the tall skyscrapers of Mumbai, but when the beaches like Juhu and Aksa allow you to look at the setting sun with your eyes wide open, it will surely make you feel like you are the emperor of this world. And this is the place where the rich might prefer vada pav over McDonald's, and where even the rich might prefer vada pav over McD and pizza, pav bhaji over pizza. And this is this is also known as the hometown of most of the Bollywood legends. But the true legends are the one who dance on Nagin dance on Chikni Chameli in front of Lord Ganesha. And this is a festival who make the roads in the city full of crowd instead of vehicles, and the air is full of vibrations from drums and gulals. And this is a city which is known as the city that never sleeps, but this is also a city that can de-stress you when you travel across the Marine Drive, also known as the Queen's Necklace, and this will surely make you de-stress yourself. So one should actually visit Mumbai and see all the wonders that this city gives. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rohit. Now we go to our second auxiliary role player, Toastmaster Samat, to present his report for the role of grammarian. Rohit, can you stop sharing your slide, please?
Hello everyone. So I'll just spice it up. I'll just spice up the thing. So every speaker has been on to the point, and the words of the use in word of the day has been used in a pretty much. And the good in the usages of the words were quanti essential and procrastinate. Apart from that, some of the phrases which stood apart was scooped out and stroke of energy. I think one of the things which I found wrong in the speech was there was this statement called as a app. It should be an app. So that is the thing which I wanted to say. Apart from that, I think everything was spot on.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Samat.
Over to you, Harshita. Thank you.
Thank you. Now let us go to our next auxiliary role player, that is our counter, and none other than our very own Toastmaster Purva. Toastmaster Purva, stage is yours.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Harshita. I'll be sharing my screen. Just one sec. Is my screen visible? Yeah, okay. So starting with the role players today, which were Toastmaster of the Day, Manya, and Toastmaster and the Table Topics Master and General Evaluator, Toastmaster Harshita. They were on the safer zone. Congrats to Toastmaster Manya for not using any of the unintentional sounds and not making unintentional pauses. Toastmaster Harshita was also on the safer side. Moving on to the speakers, both Toastmaster Karthik and Toastmaster Karthike were on the safer side, and they used less than 5 unintentional pauses and unintentional sounds. Next were our evaluators, Toastmaster Arpit Mehta and Toastmaster Arpit Maheshwari. Toastmaster Arpit just went a little overboard with the unintentional sounds and made a few unintentional sounds which were more than 10. And Toastmaster Arpit Maheshwari was on the safer side and used less than 5 unintentional pauses and unintentional sounds. Moving to the auxiliary role players, Toastmaster Harshvardhan used more than 10 unintentional sounds and joiners and filler words. Again, Toastmaster Samad also used more than 10 unintentional sounds and made unintentional pauses. Next was our table topic session, and this is our report for that. Toastmaster guest Anshika used more than 10 unintentional sounds and made unintentional pauses. The same goes with Toastmaster Rohit. Guest Vinay was on the safer zone again, and guest Ashutosh also went a little overboard, and Toastmaster Arpit was again on the safer side. Coming to the recommendation, we tend to make unintentional sounds and we tend to make unintentional pauses when our mind is not very articulate and it is unable to think of what it's going to speak next, and we tend to make such mistakes when we are speaking really fast. So in order to avoid that, try to speak slow so that your mind gets enough space to articulate your thoughts well, to avoid such mistakes. That's all from my side. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Purva. That was amazing report put together. Now let us go to our next auxiliary role player, that is our timer of the day. And for that, I would like to invite our Toastmaster Harshvardhan, to present his report.
Thank you, General Evaluator Harshita. Here is my report as the timer of the day. For the speech section, Toastmaster Karthik, you took 6 minutes 18 seconds, and Toastmaster Karthikeya took 7 minutes 13 seconds. Coming to table topic session, Toastmaster Purva took 1 minute 20 seconds. Gail Anshika took 1 minute 11 seconds. Toastmaster Rohit took 1 minute 20 seconds. Guys Vinay took 1 minute 15 seconds. Guys Ashutosh took 1 minute 13 seconds. Toastmaster Arpit took 1 minute 58 seconds. And for the speech evaluation, Toastmaster Arpit Mehta took 2 minutes 20 seconds. Toastmaster Arpit Maheshwari took exactly 3 minutes. And coming to auxiliary role players, Toastmaster R Counter took 1 minute exact as introduction time and 1 minute 20 seconds report sharing time. And Toastmaster Samad took at introduction 1 minute 30 seconds, and in reporting it took 1 minute 40 seconds. Thank you. Over to the General Evaluator.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Harshvardhan. Now, can we have the polls for the best auxiliary role player, please?
Yeah, sure. So first I'll launch the polls for best evaluator. Are they visible now?
Yes.
Yes, they're working.
Please vote fast. We are turning towards a diplomacy here again. Thank you. I think we can start with auxiliary role players in evaluation. There's some network glitch at my end. I'll just try to fix it up by hand.
Okay, all right. Thank you. So coming to our first auxiliary role player, Toastmaster Rohit, who was playing the role of Shepherd Master. I would say great work done, great slides presented. And the only feedback I have for you that take a little time or pause when you explain something, when you talk about something, let it sink in, and then go to your next slide. Otherwise, it was a great presentation of Mumbai City. I am also myself looking to book a place somewhere in some place, but unable to find a nice place. This actually gave me a good idea. I can go for Mumbai. I love beaches, but I'm not sure. I'll see, but it's in my list now. Thank you so much. And now coming to our second role player, the role of grammarian, Toastmaster Sandra.
Harshita, sorry, can I interrupt you for the poll? Actually, we have to make the certificate.
Definitely. Yep.
So this is the last poll for the day, and that's for best auxiliary role player. Please vote. You may proceed, Harshita.
Thank you. And before I begin further evaluation, can we have everybody on camera, please? Great. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. So let's proceed to our grammarian role today. So Toastmaster Summit did this role really well. It was first role in our Toastmaster meeting, and he did it really well. The way he started was with a very calm voice, good pace, and clear communication of the role. Not just that, he also added a slide for the word and the idiom of the day, and also shared that in our chat box for people to use. And it was although very difficult for me to find a recommendation for you, and as a debutant you did really good job. But what I would recommend you is that when you are giving your report, try to look into the camera. Even if you have it on paper, just try to write as less as you can, so that you don't have to read it out completely. You just see the point and speak while looking into the camera. It creates good contact with your audience and leave a greater impact to your audience. So try doing that. Otherwise, great job done for a debutant. You did your job really well. So everyone, can we have a round of applause for Toastmaster Samad? Thank you so much. And now coming to our third evaluator, for our counter, which was played by Toastmaster Purva. And I would say again, as I always say, the way she presents her role is amazing. And the way she put this spreadsheet together, one thing I would say that it definitely created some mystery. It did not have everything all together in one place. I generally check for my name first and then, forget about seeing how others did. But with different sheets in the spreadsheet, you actually created some mystery and made me see everybody's score. So that was great job. It was not just that, and it was also color coded. So that also had a good impact. So great job done there. I really could not find much, but to recommend you, one thing I would say that I just counted your hours. It was just less than 5. So good job there. Overall, amazing presentation, amazing report, and good role done. Thank you so much. Now coming to our next auxiliary and final auxiliary role player, that is timer, which was played by Toastmaster Harshvardhan. I would say the role was played really well. The role of the timer, everybody was in time. You showed the card really well, and for the appropriate time. The one and only recommendation I have for you when you are explaining your role to others, especially when it is a timer role, be a little slow when you are telling about the timings. It is very critical for people to know how much time limit do they have. And whenever in doubt, present a slide. And especially when it comes to number. So some learners are auditory and some are visual learners. So for some, whatever you are saying, that they can imbibe it completely, but for some, visual presentation makes more sense, especially when it comes to number. So try putting a slide together when you are showing your report, and slow your pace down a little when you are telling them about their time limits. So that's all I have. Otherwise, great work done. As a timer, the slides, everything showed in time, and everybody, I think nobody crossed the time limit, I guess. So good job. Thank you so much. With that, I conclude my evaluation session as well and hand over the stage back again to Toastmaster Manya. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Harshita. Am I clearly audible and visible, or is it a network glitch happening?
Oh, your voice is cutting out. Yeah, you can maybe turn off your camera.
Now is it better?
Yes, much better.
Is it better now?
Yes.
I hope it's better. Yeah. Harshita, and now I'll just proceed with general feedback for the entire meeting. I just really like the way people pitched in at the last moment to take up the roles. Good feedback for Toastmaster at the moment, Toastmaster Harshita, who assisted me with general evaluation. And thank you for bearing me for throughout the meeting here and there popping up at odd hours in the meeting. I think the video seems stuck at my end. I'm audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Audible clearly?
Now, yes.
Oh, great. I'll just try to ensure that I get to communicate clearly. Now that we have shared just the feedback for the entire meeting to rate your entire experience, and it is to be visible on your screen. Okay, I'll be managing the network glitch. Everything is just falling at the odd hours. Is the poll visible?
No, it ended.
Ended? Okay. No worries, we'll launch it later on. Now, before proceeding with the certificates and the most awaited end of the meeting, I would like to ask for a generic guest feedback, like to just explain like how was their entire meeting experience and what could we improve. Please share your meeting feedback about how was it throughout for you. No. Hi Ashutosh, can you share a meeting feedback for the meeting?
Hello, everyone. So this is my second Toastmasters meeting. And since the last time I have attended for myself, I would say I'm feeling a little more confident in articulating what I want to say. And yeah, in terms of the topic, food, topic was interesting because everyone can relate to food because we eat it 3 times a day. And overall, the how the layers of evaluation, which is the I think the best part of the meeting, and getting feedback and getting the opportunity to speak even as a guest. That's also fantastic. Yeah, that's it.
I hope you can hear the applause. Thank you, Ashutosh, for sharing your feedback. And now, so hi Anshika.
Hi. I really like the way how you involved every member in this meeting today. Also, I appreciate the feedback that was shared by the evaluators. They were really paying attention, and the feedback is much appreciated. Thank you for this experience. And it was my first meeting, so I really look forward to many more.
Oh, great. Thank you for joining us, Anshika. And don't forget to drop your contact ID in my personal chat window in Zoom so that we can contact you later on.
Sure.
All right. Okay, so next, I don't think we have any guests remaining in the meeting. Yeah, we have Vinay. Hi, Vinay. I think it was your third session, if I'm not wrong, or the second session. So how was the experience?
Yeah, this is my second session, and the first one I have joined 3 weeks before. I really enjoyed this meeting because I get to know facts about our Indian food, which you have shared in the meet, and the challenging topics which Harshita offer as a table topic master, and that's make the speaker a challenge for the speakers. Great learning. Over to you.
Great. Thank you so much, Vinay. We look forward to seeing you more often in our upcoming Thursday's meeting. Now, we'd be proceeding with the first meeting who it was for Toastmaster Samad. Hi, Samad. Again, coming back to you to share how was it as the first meeting as a Toastmaster with us.
Hi, it's been Pretty good. So my experiences so far with this thing has been very good, fabulous. So yeah.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing your feedback. I think that there is a network glitch at my place. I won't be able.
Right.
Ishan, if I'm audible, are we ready with the certificates and we can start sharing the screen
Yes, Manya, we
and
are.
award the talent which was there in the meeting today?
Yes, certificates are ready.
Yeah, great. So we can start and let me know which is the first.
The first one is auxiliary role player.
Which certificate would be the. Okay. So, any guesses for the best auxiliary role play? I can't even see the screen sharing, so you have to manage with that thing. So, any guesses for the best auxiliary role player?
Purva.
Purva.
Okay, Purva.
I think it's Samad. It's his debut today. Maybe it's Samad.
Okay. Let's see. So, Ishan, let's share the screen and see.
I guess it's visible.
Oh, it's Toastmaster Purva. Yay! Congrats. So next, who do we have, Ishan?
Next one was, I'm not too sure. I forgot. I guess it was the best table topic speaker. Yeah.
Okay. Any guesses, guys? Best table topic speaker.
Guest Vinay, maybe.
Well, let's see.
Maheshwari Arpit.
Purva.
Yeah, Purva again.
Okay.
Not me.
It's Toastmaster Purva.
It's quite unexpected.
Congratulations. So next one is,
Congratulations.
yeah. So next one is, I believe, the best evaluator. Yeah. Arpit versus Arpit.
It's such a unique contest.
Arpit.
Arpit wins.
Maheshwari one. Yeah, Maheshwari.
I guess for Arpit. Arpit
Well,
M.
well, you have to specify which Arpit.
Arpit M.
Well, let's see. Oh.
Oh, wow.
I've written the first name.
I was right.
Well, oh yeah, both are M's.
I would save this certificate.
This is unbelievable.
And yeah, and this is the second time we are winning the certificate together.
That's some record.
That's destiny.
Well, the next one is the best role play. Any guesses? I guess
It's a
Manya
tie.
and it's Harshita and Manya.
Tie, yeah.
Well, let's see. Oh, it's a tie. You are right. Congratulations.
Did anyone get the poll for this?
No, we didn't launch the polls because we both were handling two roles. It was unfair to give any one of us the credit for the day, and hence both are the equal role takers and winners for the day. So congratulations, Harshita.
Thank you. That was really gracious.
Well, the last one is the best speaker. Any guesses? Karthik versus Karthike. Battle of the names.
Bhagavad Gita.
Karthik calling Karthik.
Karthike, maybe.
Karthik.
Well, let's see. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Karthike. Your day again. Okay, so with this, I think that we have awarded the talent and it's time to wrap up the meeting. But before that, just a small announcement. we are next week going to have our club elections, and hence there won't be any regular meeting held for next week. However, we'll be planning an agenda with games and certain activities to be followed after the elections. And moreover, if you wish to contest yourself for any of the 7 positions, you are open to the lines open till 13th of December, 12 p.m. And I hope to receive many entries from your end. So, Ishan, I think our network is breaking. You may end the meeting and lead the
Okay.
tagline in your own sense today.
All right. Well, just a second. I have to turn on my camera.
Yes, everyone has to turn on the camera. Rohit,
Yeah.
Arpit, your winners for the day. Turn on the camera and celebrate.
Yeah, everyone has to turn on their camera, man. We are about to leave.
I don't know if I'm visible,
Well,
but
am I visible?
just
I guess.
open it.
Yeah, so everyone can turn off their microphone. We are ending the meeting now. So at the end, we always say in TMSL, we don't want our champions to walk back home. We want them to fly back home. So at the count of 3, 2, 1, we will all sing it or recite it. So 3, 2, 1. In TMSL, we don't want our champions to walk back home.
Champions to walk
We
back
want
home.
them to fly back
We want them to
Fly
fly back home. I do have a flight now.
Well, congratulations to all the winners and see you all next week.
Bye. Thank
Yeah,
you.
see you all next week, guys.
Bye.
Elections.
Bye.
Goodbye. Have a
Bye.
good dinner. Bye bye.
I already had.